Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Caden. I'm going to be going over a race replay of my 2-hour race at Lime Rock Park for the MS charity event. This was in Split 2. Did a little bit of practice, about like 30 minutes. This is in GT3s. This track was definitely exhausting. Pretty much constantly in a corner, very little time to rest here, so. Went from P4 to P3 in this race, so I go through some of my moves here, try to explain them to you guys. So, coming to the race start here, had a bit of a pretty bad quality, so starting pretty fucking far back, starting all the way in P40. So, come in. Starting right here. Get a jump here. Not everybody, we're so far back that we can't see the leaders go. So it was a bit of a surprise when the green flag hit. I decided, because why not have a little fun with it, I'm going to go to the inside. This guy's shooting the track, but I decided I'm just going to take skating an off track. A little bit of a hit here. Didn't damage my car, thankfully, but I'm going to keep going through with this. Tried to do a move around the outside, didn't work on these skull tires at all. That was terrible. Didn't really do much. So, too wide. I decided to back out, fight for another day. Gonna be a bit of a big chaos here. I'm getting a yellow flag at this point. See this? I'm slowing down. Trying not to get hit from the front or behind. Gonna hop back on the throttle here. Just gonna come out. Get a run, try to warm our tires still, but get a run on the cars in front, so try to make a move here, mess with the Porsche. There's sent one Mercedes goes off to the left there, I guess. Mercedes just decides to go straight. Get to the inside so the Porsche leaves it open, and then we're just gonna try to hold it. I noticed that the Porsche's no longer in my gap. My spotter says left side clear, so I'm gonna take that apex. I do not care from behind. When you're fighting for these positions, you really gotta assert your place. Another crash here. Got to hold really tight inside. Exiting this corner. These two ahead. People down at this point in the field were brake checking a lot in that final corner, which it's honestly really just a small lift most of the time. So I gotta run on most of them. Go inside. They're giving a lot of room here. So I'm just gonna try to get on throttle as early as possible, and then I'm just gonna close that apex. Coming into lap 4 here. Get another run on the exit. Lamborghini was kind enough to let me by, basically. So, gonna take my line back, just turning in early again. These two are going too wide on the inside, so I'm just scanning left and right. See that the right side is a better way to come through, and then I'm gonna try to poke my nose in on this McLaren here. Just make his lines awkward, and then I'm just gonna sneak my way through on the right side. Really tight on this guy. I'm gonna try to back off a small bit so I can get a massive run on the exit. He ends up actually doesn't pit, but just lets me by. Thanks to that guy. Oh, that was blue flags. A lot of these blue flags were just fighting for position still for some reason during this race. Really annoying. Lost me a lot of time. Nice and simple move right there. Just around the outside. Trying to get on throttle earlier than him. And then this inside is pretty much, you're just done for by then. If you're on the outside. Guy just shunts off to the right there. This Porsche just gets him nervous. I think blue flag's right there. Yeah. Mustang gets a really bad exit, so just nice and simple move. Coming into this race here, there's literally only one left-hander that actually uses tires in this track, so it's really hard to heat your right side. But your left front, it gets abused. So track temps were really hot during this race. They're 45C. I think the highest I saw was like 56C. So my front left was getting to like the high 120 Celsius, and you want your tire. In my personal experience, tire temps are pretty optimal between 90 to 100 Celsius. Depends on the car. Sometimes can depend on track conditions, but my main goal for this race was to lift and coast into most of these major corners to try and save that left front. If I could get even like 3 or 4C lower than these other drivers on that left front, I can have a decent bit more grip than them. So that was my goal. Coming up to this train here, just a lot of getting stuck. Trying to defend against this Porsche here. Unfortunately, I get trapped on the exit here because of this Acura. My exit just gets killed, so I just get easily overtaken by this Porsche. So I'm gonna try to follow the Porsche through here. Get through. And then I got the clear left call, so I'm just gonna close that door. It can be a bit risky depending on who you're driving. I don't really mind taking the risk. Just gotta shut those doors aggressively sometimes. Fortunately here, this curb is like, it has like a bevel on it, so and I popped it, so I just lose all that grip, and then I just tap him slightly. And then that just lets the Acura through again. So, bit of a bad move there, unfortunate. Just gonna try to keep my head forward. It's a long race. Coming down to the front stretch on lap 14. Get a bit of a run, gonna go to the inside. I'm just tapping the throttle so I can try to get as far ahead of him as possible. He tucks in behind me. I kind of run wide, so on purpose, so I can close that door on him. But job done. Pretty good. Lap 24. Just watching what's happening. These two are battling pretty hard. Bit of contact right here. I wish I could sneak through that Ferrari head, but I kind of messed up my run. So at least we got one move done. This Ferrari doesn't seem to have too big a pace, so at least there's that. A blue flag we ran into does hold him up. Not crazy though, but he's also not giving up places. Like I said, he's giving, I don't know what that is. Either he's giving it up or he's just breaking straight. You don't know sometimes with some of these. So you gotta be adaptable. Coming lap 33, been stuck behind this blue flag right ahead of me for a couple of laps here. Coming to a really big pack of 3 blue flags. So finally get the run on the Lamborghini going down the inside. And then these two ahead of me are just like slowing down like crazy. So I poke the nose, he gives me room, so I'm just gonna stay here. I don't know. Brakes early. Just gotta hold it around the outside and pray he doesn't understeer. Bit of a bit of blue flag traffic work to be done. I think dealing with traffic was one of the main ways to gain time. That's how I went from P40 to P3 this race. My traffic management. Here on lap 37, about to come into pit. My pit strategy for this race was I'm gonna undercut the max fuel tank about 2 laps, because if you recall earlier what I said about the front lefts overheating, I wasn't too concerned about tire wear. It's about 30-minute stints, about half an hour, yeah. So I wanted my tires to be in an optimal window earlier so I could undercut. So I was going for the undercut on these drivers. Of course, later on, for my final stop, I was a bit concerned about some of these drivers that I did undercut being able to take less fuel than me, but I was just so much faster during those undercuts that they just couldn't get me back. Bit of a strange pit entry here, just cutting. Really strange. Coming back out, gotta make sure we get our tire warm up good again. Got a few cars behind. I'm gonna let them go at a time that is good for me, but I'm not gonna hold them. I kind of want to keep them behind if I can, since my tires will be cooler. I will be able to get more lap time than they are. So, Scarhead defending a bit hard. He's about to go in the pits, so he cooks my run. So I gotta defend my inside hard from this Mustang behind me. Got a bit of traffic on the exit, so defending, and I'm gonna take my normal line. Car ahead gets on the grass. They're going too wide behind now. Great for me. And then they bump each other, and then it's job done. They're gone. Just gonna try to run away from these guys now. Come lap 61 here. Been stuck behind this Mustang ahead for a little while. This BMW behind is starting to get a bit impatient, so gotta trying to do a bit of defending here. I take a wide line that I'm not a big fan of. I get stuck on the outside. BMW comes through. Fortunate bit, Netco just bumps him off, but I'm trying to use all the track that is his car is there, but bumps him off. He gets on the grass, which makes it worse than it was. Bit of slide for him there, but you know, these things happen in racing. It's happened to me. It's gonna happen to me more. It's not the last time it'll happen to him, but you just gotta be ready to accept these things. Lap 62 here. Next lap, finally trying to make the move on this Mustang here. He cooks his exit out of turn 3, so I get a run, and I'm asserting my position here. Trying to do a little bit of side draft. He gets nervous, so he brakes early, and I full commit to the corner. Instantly go to the middle to defend a bit, and then I realize he doesn't have the run, so I'm going to go back to my original line. Lap 71, we've caught our next person on the same lap. Sad McLaren right ahead of us. Big pack of blue flags right here. About a pack of like 4 total blue flags, both in front, 2 in front and 2 behind. Go for a move right here. He leaves the space. Just gonna try to get that exit as good as possible. Try to maximize my speed, and then he's clear. So no more overtakes. We're battling behind. Going up to this Ferrari now. Lap 82 for our next position here. Bit of a bad exit from him, so I'm gonna poke my nose on the inside. He brakes a bit too hard, just lets me through pretty much. Good move, got job done. Just got through onto the next one. Trying to catch Ron Wolf here. Going to Ron Wolf. this Corvette's gonna let us by, and then I'm gonna poke my nose super deep inside. Ends up hitting you, Andrew. So they're 3 wide behind. A lot of contact, but I managed to scare Ron just enough that he underbraked into the Mercedes in front and just got straight through. Easy double overtake in one corner. On lap 94, we're in P5, hunting down P4 right here. Got the purple Acura behind again. He's been hounding me for a couple laps, so I want to get by this P4 here so I can go. Unfortunately, a bit too late of braking. Gonna do a slight tap, and it's just gonna send him a tiny bit off. So unfortunate with that. Happens in racing. Not the way I want to make those moves, but you gotta accept it. Instantly gonna just let John through. He's been hounding me. Not a battle I want to fight. Not worth fighting. So coming on to lap 111 here. Gonna get a bit of blue flags on exit here. This dude is being greedy. I want to get by, but he seems to have a different plan. I don't know why I spin here. I kind of do. I think I overloaded the fronts, or I mean the fronts kind of suddenly slowed down, so my rear were faster, so it just overtook the fronts. Pretty annoying. Bit of a half spin. I'm trying to do my best to keep it going forwards. Trying to run. Get my car going. No, I believe no damage. Hit the next lap because I don't want to deal with that guy again. Believe that this is my final stop. So what I'm doing for strategy here is this my final stop. Yeah. So my strategy with this final stop, you can learn how long tires take, and if you can learn the fueling rate and the tire rate, you can generally assume while you're driving. I know with the amount of fuel I can take, I could probably comfortably take 2 tires. So I'm going to take left-sided tires here, because right sides, they're used for 1 corner. They don't matter. You could probably run right-sided tires for 4 hours here and be fine. On the limit too. So I want my left sides to be cool. I'm banking on the other drivers not realizing this and taking four tires, which will pretty much take 10 seconds for them to pretty much to put on. Then they're gonna have to deal with that warm-up process. So I'll be good in the right-hand corners. I'll be slow in the left-hand corners early on, but I'll still have that pace. Lap 132 here, coming to 133, about 10 laps remaining. This guy behind me, dude I spun myself off of earlier in the race. I'm currently at 22 penalty points, so if I get a 4X, I'm getting a drive-through, which second and third place did get drive-throughs, so I got those positions pretty easily. First place is about 14 seconds up the road at this point, pretty slow. Brought that gap down from about 40 seconds at the start of the race. So right now, this guy is really outpacing me, and he's just been poking his nose everywhere for the past 4 laps. I don't want to risk the result, so just gonna let him through. He kind of shoves his way through, but I could have been a lot more aggressive with that battle. Just gonna cruise it into the end, make sure I don't really get any X's, but I'm also not losing any time to the cars behind. Up 145, coming to checker flag here. I was so excited to finally be done with this race. My shoulders were really cooked. It's just, I run 15 Newton meters of force feedback. and it's just a constant, you're just constantly turning for this lap time. It's not like you're alternating sides too, you're just constantly turning right. I still honestly feel it 4 days later. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I do coaching for $15 an hour. If you have any questions, DM me on Discord or put it in the comments. Have a good day.